What's going on, Chill Army? Deondre and I've here, and welcome back to some more Pokemon anime episode reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing the second to last episode of Pokemon Journeys. Pokemon Journeys episode 135, Pokemon, I'm Glad I Got to Meet You. Now I know the final episodes of Pokemon Journeys just aired like a couple days ago, but I'm late. It's just... honestly, for these past few days, since I've been streaming Pokemon Scarlet and Violet a lot, which, don't miss my streams, I have just been a little burnt out from recording and editing videos, and also I've been going to sleep much earlier than usual, so that has also been screwing me up a little bit. But honestly, I feel like after last week, after my sort of week hiatus, I think I'm ready to come back and actually record videos. So today I'm going to be reviewing Pokemon episode 135, and on Wednesday I'm going to be reviewing Pokemon Journeys episode 136. So, that way I don't get people coming at me being like, oh, where's episode 136? The Journeys is over and stuff like that. And yes, I am aware that we are getting an 11 episode series and that Ash will no longer be the main character in starting April 2023. Not going to talk about that in this episode. Probably going to talk about that in the next video and stuff like that. And I'm probably going to make a separate video about, my thoughts on everything that's happening, like what to expect with this whole big change and stuff like that. Because since we're not going to be focusing on Ash anymore, there's a chance that I might not be covering the Pokemon anime from now on. But if you guys want me to cover the new Pokemon anime that's supposed to cover like the whole Scarlet and Violet stuff, please let me know. Anyways, with that said, let's get right to the review. So, the second to last episode of Pokemon Journeys. How did things go?
I mean, it's alright,
Let's examine this episode's timeline of events. Ash's reunion at Pallet Town was terrible, and I won't mince words about that. When Ash returned home, there should have been much more fanfare. Not to mention the reused animation from episode 114 for Ash's Pokemon. When Ash finished in the top 8 of the Evergrande Conference, more people were waiting to congratulate him than when he won the World Championships. No phone calls from his friends praising him for his battle on TV, no celebration in the neighborhood. Professor Oak's only response was a poem and a quick, nice work. Then we have Go's meeting with his Pokemon at the Cerise lab. It appears that Go took Scizor, Flygon, and Golurk to his final trial. If you had used them, they may have been really useful, my man. Just a thought. The entire situation feels too lifeless. Regardless of what I mentioned about Ash and his Pokemon, at least there is some substance to it, as they are Pokemon that Ash has utilized and formed relations with throughout the years. The entire scene just feels too hollow to worry about because we barely know any of Go's Pokemon besides his starters. Many of them are essentially blank slates. For the second to last episode, it's good to see Ash, Go, and Chloe spend some time together, but many of the scenes feel unduly drawn out, entirely meaningless, or both. We see a flashback of Go playing with this haphazard wild Abra in the past and learning more about it as their relationship grows, but what's the point? I've seen many people say that it was done to highlight Go's lonesome upbringing or his aptitude for comprehending Pokemon at the Pokedex level, traits we have known about Go from the very beginning of this series. Chloe's components also seem to be a waste. She scarcely mentions her own experience with Eevee in her summary, and she barely even mentions Yamper. Go then loses his cool when Ash decided to travel on his own without asking for his permission. The next time the two meet each other, they casually brush things off with another haha amusing disagreement, which was intended to be played for a major dramatic moment. Also, is it just me, or is Go and Chloe's connection as friends a bit odd and kinda inconsistently depicted? It seemed funny to me that Chloe would say things like, oh, Go grew up alone, or Ash was his first friend, when she and Go were kind of childhood friends. Since you were his friend, Chloe, he didn't quote unquote grow up alone. After you and Horace, Ash was at most his third friend. Honestly, the only thing I really liked about this episode was the ending where they brought Lugia back as a lovely nod to Journey's second episode, and also a throwback to Ash seeing Ho-Oh as like the first legendary he ever saw in the beginning of the series, since I'm aware that this is supposed to have a lot of, parallels to the original episode, but I don't know. Everything was a mess except for this part, in my opinion. I do like that Go is now much more confident in his battling skills, using Pokemon like his Inteleon and Cinderace, which are supposed to be seen as like parallels to Lucario. So it's nice to see that, he has a little bit more backbone. And, a lot of people say like, oh, you'll never convince me that Go, let alone his Cinderace and Inteleon, should be depicted battling at Ash's level of expertise after, Ash had battled 3 champions in a row. But, if Iris can become a champion in the span of a couple series off screen, I don't see why Go can't be depicted, fighting a legendary. I mean, the man's already caught Suicune, for crying out loud. The man's basically fought like 5 legendaries as well, so I mean, I don't see what the problem is. It makes sense. It makes sense to me. It's supposed to be Go starting from being like a rookie to kind of being on a similar level to Ash. Either way, I don't know. Some people are still weird about this whole Go's growth thing, but me personally, this is like the only part that's kind of saving the episode for me, so there you have it. I am going to give this episode a 4 out of 10. I found the episode to be very subpar, and I got a lot of mixed feelings for what is supposed to be the second to last episode of Journeys. And that is going to conclude today's episode of Pokemon Anime Episode Reviews. On Wednesday, I will be doing another episode review, which will be the final Pokemon Anime Episode review for Pokemon Journeys, and possibly my last anime review ever. I'm not sure if you guys actually really like this series, but if you guys really do enjoy these, please let me know in the comments, because I would like to do more Pokemon anime content. But if you guys just want me to just stick to the whole gameplays and stuff like that, then I guess I will. Wednesday, that's going to be my final anime episode review, or actually, I don't think it will, because we still have like the little 11 episode mini series that's coming up to fully wrap up Ash's, role as the main character. So, well, I'm just gonna have to see about that. Depends on how well this video, and actually no, depends on how well the final review for Pokemon Journeys is going to do. But anyways, hope you all enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure you guys accidentally smash that like button, as it's, it really helps me out, really helps YouTubers like me get pushed out to the YouTube algorithm and stuff like that. Also, if you guys are brand new, be sure to subscribe and click that bell icon. It's 100% free. And be sure to check out all of my other content as well. I make tons of Pokemon content on here. But until then, I love you all, and I'll see you guys on the next, I almost said the next stream, the next video. Only good, Chill Army.